Hi there, welcome to Prime Sports with me, Razak Musbao. Now, Ghana international Christopher Bonsu Ban has revealed that he is happy with the prospect of playing in the Saudi Pro League as a move to Al Qadsiya is near. Joy Sports understands a deal has been agreed between Genk and the Saudi club, which will see the youngster sign a 4-year deal with the option to extend it for another year. The 20-year-old is expected to move his medical with the Saudi outfit in the coming days before putting pen to paper on a contract. Now, in an interview with Joy Sports before his departure to Belgium, Bonsu Ban confirmed talks with the parties involved and his excitement to play in the Saudi Pro League.
I can say I've heard a lot of talks going on between my current club and the Saudi club, and yeah, they showed me the project they have for me, and I'm happy with it. But for now, I'm going back and I'll meet with my team and we'll see what we do. But for now, I think there are still talks going on.
I mean, after the performance with the Black Stars, people were looking forward to you continuing in Europe. You're still young though, but how do you feel the Saudi, if you are to move to Saudi, will help you grow? Yeah,
I think it's just not about Saudi. I think there are a lot of big players over there. I think we have Cristiano Ronaldo and the rest over there. It's a competitive league. It's not like just Saudi, as people know. But I think for that, they have a lot of players where you can develop. I think, and the team is also a good team, and I think they have a lot of quality players there. But for me, let's say me moving to Saudi, it's not about the money or it's not about anything. It's just about me. I think progressing in my football and yeah.
Talk about the environment. If you are indeed to move to Saudi, you have the luxury of playing with Jerry Ifriye. Are you looking forward to play with him?
Yeah. I think if everything goes well, I think I'll be happy to play with him because he's my friend and I know we know each other. So play along him will be very nice, and I'll be very happy to.
You could move to Saudi from what we are hearing, but is there also the edge to come back to Europe if everything happens? Is there the edge for you to come back to Europe in some years' time?
Yeah, of course. I think I'm still young. If I'm doing well over there, I think I'm giving everything to the club or everything out, and they are interested in Europe. I think we'll see what we do.
20-year-old Christopher Bonsu, who is moving away from Genk, who have actually qualified for the UEFA Champions League to play in the Saudi Pro League, in a club where Ghana youngster Jerry Ifriye also will be playing next season. Well, let's turn attention to some other Black Star players now, because Jordan Ayew and Fatawu Issahaku are set to have a new manager following the Leicester City's relegation to the Championship. Now, the club has since announced the departure of manager Ruud van Nistelrooy, who took charge of the club at a point in the season. Now, the 48-year-old Dutchman oversaw 19 defeats and managed just 5 wins from his 27 matches in charge at the East Midlands club last season. Leicester's relegation was confirmed with 5 matches of the campaign remaining, but the former PSV Eindhoven boss saw out the season and held on to the job for another month after it concluded. Not only is the club now looking to regroup for their second season in the Championship in 3 years, they are also facing a potential points penalty for the upcoming season after being charged for allegedly breaching the English Football League's financial regulations. Now, Fatawu Issahaku has indicated his willingness to stay with Leicester City in the Championship, but it lives to be seen if Jordan Ayew will continue his career with Leicester City in the Championship. Now, turn attention again to another Black Star player, and this time it's Lawrence Agyekum, who currently plays for Belgian side Club Brugge, and he recently spoke with my colleague Lawrence Bedu about his club journey and aspirations with the national team. We'll bring you that exclusive conversation with him in this package.
Young, but then you even went to Europe a bit younger.
How was it all for you, the transition to being signed by Red Bull Salzburg? How was the transition for you?
Oh, it all started from a tournament we played, Next Generation Trophy in Salzburg, I think in 2018. And then my generation, we won the tournament. So from there, that was when I got promoted to the first team. And then we went for another tournament in Côte d'Ivoire, which was a TIDA. And then we took the 3rd position. So from that tournament, I found my way in the first team, and then I started playing a lot of games, and I became a starter in the team.
Look, there's a point in your career where we realize the first team appearances weren't coming as often as we would love Lawrence, or we would have loved to see Lawrence play. How was the balance for you playing for Liefering and then playing for the first team?
Yeah, with Liefering, it's a platform to give you another exposure. The second team in Austria, it's also competitive. So for me, playing with Liefering, I was playing well. I was also playing a lot of games and also waiting for my time in the first team. And then when I got the opportunity to make my debut in the first team, yeah, it went well.
We had spoken to you at Joy Sports before you even moved to Belgium. You talked about the fact that you were looking to grow as a better player. You moved to Liefering, and eventually you moved to the senior side at Salzburg. What was your determination at the first team? What was it for you? At what point did you set this objective? What were the objectives?
For me, after I made my debut in the first team, the season was over. And then me coming back, I told myself that, okay, now it's my time to play in the first team, to play first team football. So that was what I had in mind. But sometimes your ways isn't the way that football wants. I started training with the first team, and then unfortunately for me, I got injured again with my shoulder. So I was out again, and then when I came back, I had to start again with Liefering so I can keep up with my fitness and then confidence level before I joined the first team.
At what point did Belgium become a topic for you? Because, everyone knows Ghanaians and going at Salzburg. Forsen Amankwa was an example before he moved to England. At what point did Belgium become a topic for you?
I really never considered maybe playing in Belgium, but you don't know what can happen in the next 6 months of your career. You can find yourself in any country, in any league. So for me, when I heard that there's an opportunity for me to move to Belgium, I knew that, okay, this would be a good opportunity for me and a good exposure for me to showcase my talent and to help me in my development.
Before Belgium, had there been any interest in you from clubs across Europe?
Yeah, there were clubs in even Austria that wanted me, but I chose Belgium because there's much exposure in Belgium than in Austria.
If I'm to push you, could you mention some of the clubs that were looking at you?
I think Hartberg.
And outside Austria?
Outside Austria, I don't really remember.
Why the decision to move to Cercle Brugge and not any other club in Belgium?
Oh, they made a proposal to me, and I saw that their project also fits me, so I chose them.
Before moving to Brugge, was Abu Francis in contact, or did you speak with him? Did you know he was playing there?
No, I didn't know he was playing in Brugge. When I knew it was 100% a done deal, then I went to check the team's profile and then to see the players, if maybe there's any Ghanaian player that I can relate with. Yeah, that's when I followed up with him. And then when I went to the club, I met him, and then we started.
But how did you feel communicating to your parents, your family, close friends, that you had been invited to the national team?
For me, I really wanted to wait when it's official, like when they post it. But family is family. So after the call from Coach Desmond, I told my brother and I told my parents also, and a couple of friends. Yeah.
In that very moment when you came down for your first Black Stars training or your first Black Stars camp, who were the very first people to welcome you into the national team and made you feel at home?
I came with Abu Francis and also Bonsu. So before coming, we had a good relation. So when I came, I met a couple of people, I don't really remember. But it was really, really a good moment for me. I felt welcomed. Yeah.
Then you went to club side till end of the season. You played in the relegation playoff. I mean, it was tough for you, wasn't it?
It was very tough.
How were you able to deal with it?
There's nothing much you can do. You just have to keep going every day. You wake up the next day and then you set a new goal, you set a new target, and then you stick to it.
I remember in that till end as well, you were nominated for the club's Player of the Month, which you eventually won, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
At that point in your Circle Brugge career, what did it mean for you?
That moment, it's like my development. I was really, really on my peak. You know, after the national team call up, it gave me a boost in my play, and also it increased my confidence level. So I took that boost from the national team into the club team, and then it's paid off.
Fast forward to end of the season, national team assignments, Unity Cup. I mean, the brouhaha about whatever we are going to play in London, because there were some key players missing in that team. Did you feel it was a test of your national team career? It was a case of go make a statement, or you miss out on subsequent call-ups? Was it for you that way?
No, it wasn't for me that way. You know, it was also an opportunity for me to show what I can bring to the team. You know, there are a lot of players, Ghanaian players abroad. So if you've gotten the opportunity to be called in the national team, I think you don't have to take it for granted.
I remember, I think 2 days or a day to Ghana's game, Fabrizio puts out a tweet and says, hey, Feyenoord are going to be watching you, Strasbourg are going to be watching you, and a whole lot of Premier League clubs. Did it affect your preparation for the game?
It didn't really affect my preparation.
But you accept that it did? Some bit?
It gave me a boost, a confidence level, yeah. Because I knew there were scouts that have been watching me since, and also Feyenoord also was one of them, and other clubs also. So when I saw the tweet, I wasn't really shocked about it.
Oh, so you pay attention to social media that much, huh?
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes. Okay, let me bring in this. So playing against Nigeria is not an opportunity that many gets to enjoy. How does it feel for you? I mean, in that case, knowing that you're going to play your West African giants or rivals, especially with the Jollof tag on it.
Yeah, before the game, I spoke with my mom. You know, she's a Nigerian, and then I told her that, okay, whatever thing that was going to happen, if I score, she shouldn't have any problem with me.
And what was mommy's response for that?
Oh, she supported me since I'm playing for the Black Stars.
Okay, so in that case, it was her son over.
Yeah.
Okay. Then to the game, I mean, we missed out on a place in the final, but then we had the opportunity to redeem ourselves with the third place playoff game against Trinidad and Tobago. Some minutes into the game, Ghana were 2 goals up. Jordan was key in those moments, but then one key moment for you was the fact that you came on to score your debut goal. Run me through. How did it all happen?
Before the call-up, you know, I dreamt that I scored my first goal.
Is it that of Joseph or, I mean,
Joseph.
this is Lawrence. So yeah, take me through.
I dreamt that I scored my first goal. It was even against Nigeria. So me being on the bench, I was really looking forward to coming in so that dream can be fulfilled. So when I didn't get that opportunity, okay, I was a little bit worried, but we still have the next chance. So in the next game, I was also looking forward to score. I tried maybe some shots, but it was blocked by the keeper. and I wanted to score in that game. And me getting my first goal, I think if you are destined to do something, or if something is destined to happen, it's going to happen. So me scoring that goal, I wasn't really surprised that I scored, because I knew that I'll have to score my debut.
It was a bit awkward to see you run into that position, because we want to see you in the middle of the pack. Do you remember what led to that, and do you remember who assisted your first national team goal?
Of course, Gideon first.
So what prompted that run?
Yeah, you know, when you see the defense line, if they're a little bit higher, and then you know that there's space in behind, yeah, you just have to run into the space and then you get the ball. And for me, that goal, I was giving it to Jordan. I was crossing to Jordan because I saw him there. And then I don't know, the keeper was rushing, so he came out and then it passed through his legs.
Look, Lawrence, every player when he or she scores the first goal is always looking for momentum. After scoring your first goal, what is your next target for the Black Stars? That is, if you are going to continue to be in the team, what are the targets you set for yourself as far as national team is concerned?
Now I just want to keep focus on my development, to be consistent in my club level, you know, because if you don't play well in your club level, it's going to be difficult for you to get a national team call-up. So I just want to be consistent in my club level, and then, God willing, when I get a call-up, I still give my 100% on the pitch, on and off the pitch. The way I play in my club level, that's the same way I'm going to play in my national team level.
In the Ghanaian space, what has been dominating is the fact that we could have a new phase of players in the Black Stars, because these young crop of players are taking over. Mention the likes of yourself, Ponsuba, Caleb Jinchi, Abu Francis, Fuseini. What do you have to say about the kind of talent that Ghana is churning out in the next few years?
I think we are creating a stronger team. You know, a lot of young players rising, and then the old players also. And I think the team can be a mixture of old and young players. So the young players can look up to the old players for their experience and also advice, and how we can control the team when they are not around.
People talk about World Cup qualification like it's the big deal, you know. Playing at the World Cup is massive. For you as a player, what is your assertion, or what is your objective about this topic?
Everybody wants to play in the World Cup, so do I. So hopefully I can make it to the World Cup.
There are 4 more games to go until the World Cup qualification ends. I mean, Ghana is quite in a good position on top of Group I think Comoros second. 4 more games. What should we expect from Ghana? What should we expect from the Black Stars? What should we expect from Lawrence?
With the support of the fans, we need the fans behind the team, because we can't do it without the fans. And we, the Black Stars team, we give the best we can to make sure we qualify to the World Cup, and then to put smiles on the faces of Ghanaians. And for me, the way I can help to make sure that we qualify, I'm going to make sure that we do qualify.
Lawrence, you are part of the team now, you know. How does it feel for you knowing that we are not going to be at the next Africa Cup of Nations?
We not being at the next African Cup of Nations doesn't mean we are a failure, you know. We can also, there's World Cup ahead, so we just have to focus on the World Cup and then leave what's behind.
In the team, do you think you are so focused on, is it a topic that everyone talks about, qualifying for the World Cup?
I think that's the tournament ahead, so it's more on the World Cup. We have to make it to the World Cup. We have to qualify to the World Cup.
To wrap it up, Lawrence, tell me about Ghana's coach, technical staff that you've gone to meet. How are they like? How are they helping the players grow?
You know, when I went there, they welcomed me well, first of all. And then they told me if I need anything, I shouldn't hesitate to talk to them. Maybe on the page, if I need an advice, anything, any support, I should reach out to them. So I think putting that mentality in the player, especially a young player or someone that is new to the team, you know, he gives the player a good support. Like he knows that, okay, he has a good foundation, that they are behind him, that they can support him, even in good times, in bad times. He knows that they have his back. You know, some coaches, it's hard for you as a player to even reach out to them, because you know that, okay, if I tell him, there's nothing that he can do. Maybe he'll put it in himself, and then he feels hatred to you as a player. So for me, the technical staff, they are really, really good, and they really, really helped me a lot. Yeah.
All right, Lawrence, it's been a conversation that's, I mean, I didn't see this coming. It's been a lengthy conversation. I like it. I like the fact that you've opened up. But then this is all that time will allow us to give. Hopefully we catch up with you when you go back to your club or when you come back home.
Yeah. Well, that's all we have for you on Prime Sports tonight. We have more stories on My Job.